Okay. So surgery is a scary procedure to go through. Everyone is scared of surgery. Complications, that's when complications become a main priority, main concern. Many of you probably never heard of the disease. Oh my God, it's my phone. Just press like this, yeah.
See, that's karma.
Okay, so you guys probably never heard of the disease called I always have to say this, tetralogy of the Fallot. It's a congenital heart defect. This is a problem with the heart structure that presents at birth. As being a mother myself, I couldn't imagine my baby going through the disease and going through these surgeries and everything like that, and having to worry about him. So my heart goes out to like those parents that have to go through surgeries with their child, go seek for medical attention. This speech is to inform you about the disease called tetralogy of the Fallot, and the gentleman who performed on the first surgery called the Blue Babies. First and foremost, I will explain the background of this disease. There is a movie called Something the Lord Made, and this movie introduces the disease, the TOF. I'm just going to say TOF because that stands for the it's something I'm having a hard time saying it. So it's the movie that stands for that, and it introduces the surgery and then the first surgery in the world. According to Robert Lloyd from the Los Angeles Times, Vivian Thomas wasn't properly recognized of the surgery. He was a part of the surgery, but since he was African American, he wasn't properly recognized for the surgery. He was actually there while the surgery was going on. Vivian Thomas was the first African American and black man without a doctor's degree to perform open heart surgery on a white patient in the U.S. He was also a technician, and he developed procedures to treat the BBS, and BBS stands for Blue Baby Syndrome. In the movie Something the Lord Made, Something the Lord Made, Kevin Thomas states, also from Los Angeles Times, an article stated how Vivian Thomas he saved his money for medical school. He was trying to go to medical school, and it took him 7 years to save all his money for medical school, but the Great Depression hit, and during the Great Depression, he lost all his money during the bank took all of his money. It took him 7 years to try to go to medical school, so he had to start from bottom all over again, build up all over again. So he started working for a doctor named Dr. Bullock, and he was a white doctor, and he started working for him as a janitor. And he started, Dr. Bullock, he was experimenting on dogs, and before he was experimenting on dogs before he went to the human body, so he can, don't get it wrong or nothing. So Vivian started picking up everything that Dr. Bullock was doing and everything. Dr. Bullock was so impressed with how much he was learning over the matter of days that it normally take an assistant months to learn. So he hired him as a personal assistant, so he started working for Mr. Dr. Bullock, and together they began to, do the experiments on dogs. Now I'm going to inform you about Dr. Bullock and Vivian's first actual operation on the Blue Baby. On November 29, 1944, Bullock and Vivian, they operated on an 18-month-old infant named Ellen Saxon. Because of Vivian's skin color, he wasn't allowed in the operating room. He couldn't go in there. So Dr. Bullock, he didn't have as much practice as Vivian did. So while he was in the surgery room, he kind of freaked out, whatever like that. So he requested for Vivian to be in the room with him. So Vivian was able to be in the room with Dr. Bullock, but he wasn't allowed to actually touch the patient. He wasn't allowed to do that. So he literally stood over on a stool and over Dr. Bullock's shoulder and coached Dr. Bullock throughout the surgery. So later on, the surgery that they did, it was successful, but it only gave the baby a few more months of life, whatever. But later on, she did pass away, and later on, they operated on an 11-year-old girl and a 6-year-old boy, and those surgeries were successfully made. And now that I've spoken to you about the few TOF surgeries, I will explain the difficulties and struggles that Vivian. Oh my God, okay, so this is Vivian Thomas, a black man, of course, and then this is Alfred Bullock, and this is the real Vivian and Bullock. in the movie, this is who plays Vivian, and Bullock, most deaths now than Rickman. So yeah, this is just a few information on Vivian. When he's born, when he died, he was married with 2 daughters. He was a cardiac surgeon. He worked for Dr. Bullock. He retired in 1979, and he died at the age of 85. But oh yes, I will explain the surgery. I mean, the struggles that Vivian went through as a young black male. From Los Angeles Times, an article written by Sandy Banks expresses how the movie was a story of struggle and triumph. And Vivian Thomas enjoyed working at Johns Hopkins Hospital as Dr. Bullock assistant. All his hard work was never acknowledged. It wasn't, he didn't get as much acknowledged as Dr. Bullock did, and Dr. Bullock himself didn't even give him enough acknowledgement that all of his hard work they didn't care about it because he was African American. Vivian, he wasn't allowed to enter the same door as Dr. Bullock. He had to enter the back door along with other colored people, and he was above all of them. He was a technician, he was a surgeon, but he wasn't allowed to enter the front door. He had to go through the back door along with everyone else because he was African American. Now that I've spoken to you guys about the 2 people that created history, time to conclude my speech. In conclusion, the disease of TLF is fatal and killed many helpless children, but Dr. Bullock and Vivian found a cure of the disease that saved hundreds of lives. The movie Something the Lord Made provided with facts I never knew about, and now I'm aware of the disease TLF. And if you didn't know before what the TLF stands for, the disease, now you guys know. So